Hello YouTube. Is your vehicle running like crap? Do you have low fuel pressure or no power? It could be your little $6 fuel filter that you can fix yourself instead of taking it to a shop and getting diagnosed for a $100 price tag. Fuel filter costs anywhere from $5 to $10 sometimes. It's located usually under the vehicle. This is a 98 Expedition. It's inside of the frame rail here. We do have the gas tank out, make it easier as we're repairing that, but real simple. It's got an inlet and an outlet, basically from the tank to the engine, filters in between. And sometimes you need that special tool to get that piece off. And be careful with the fuel that runs out. Do not smoke when you're doing this. Some fuel filters are mounted up inside toward the engine. Some are mounted in the rear by the fuel tank. But you can do this yourself, and it's not that terribly bad.
It's a little easier on the lift.
A little easier on the lift, yes, but if you don't have a lift at your house, we understand. Not everybody has a lift, but you can get underneath, jack the car up securely, and do this yourself. Here's a little tool that makes this easier. This is like a fuel line release for those fuel filters. And basically this goes around and you can pull the little clip out. They don't use hose clamps on there. They have a special fitting to keep that from popping off onto your vehicle. You can find these online or at your local auto parts store for a few bucks. They make it a lot easier.
Looks pretty clean.
Fuel's coming out pretty clean. Not sure if there was an issue with this, but make sure you drain it all into something that's adequate. Don't let it run all over your ground.
It's pretty clean.
Yeah, pretty clean. You can go to the auto parts store. They'll tell you what kind of fuel filter you need. But while you're under here doing any kind of work, it's a good idea just to change the fuel filter right there. The fuel pump that's in the tank normally also has a screen on the bottom. And this is kind of like a pre-filter, so whatever makes it past here will get caught by that filter underneath the vehicle. This really isn't changeable. I mean, I guess it is, but this comes with the assembly. So don't rely on just this. Don't bypass your fuel filter. Fix the problem. The only thing you really need to know is there is a direction on the fuel pump. There's an arrow that indicates which way you do not want it to be put on backwards. So this way is from the tank to the engine. Once you do a repair like this, you're gonna have like no fuel pressure or fuel in the filter or line. So when you start it up, it may not want to run for a minute. Way to remedy that is to turn the key on, not to start, but turn it on for 2 seconds, turn it off, turn it on for 2 seconds, turn it off. And when you turn the key on the first 2 seconds, it turns the fuel pump on to pressurize the line. So you might have to do that 4 or 5 times to get this full of fuel, so that when you start it, it may run for crap for a second, but once it builds pressure, it'll be good to go. Save yourself the money, do it yourself. Go to the auto parts store, find the fuel pump that fits your vehicle, find where it is on your vehicle, and do it yourself.